Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Rundown, where we talk about 2A news and conservative views. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras, in the state better known as California. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
That's right. My name is Mike Piworski. I come to you live from the East Coast, the coast with the most, from the co-host with the most here on the Rundown. 2A views, conservative news, and Craig, how's your Thirsty Thursday going?
My throat is slightly parched. It's a little too early in the day. I got a little bit too much work going on right now because I'm planning on heading out of town for the weekend. So I'm just kind of, I'm thirsty, bro.
Reach behind you and get you a beverage here. Just get you a little beverage.
Yeah, just grab me that one right there. That one right there. Yeah, that right there. Wait, there. Wait, no, there. There you go. Over there. That one over there. There you go. You got it. Thank you, sir.
There you go. Right there.
Thank you.
I'll put it right here for you.
Thank you.
There you go. Just like that.
Just like that, we are all set to go. And how is your Thirsty Thursday going?
Not too shabby. Things are going all good so far. Living here in the grand state of Florida, so we're having a good time. So
excellent.
Enjoying some freedoms.
The free state of Florida.
Listen, we'll get to some of the stories later on, but it's been a good humorous day here in the state. So,
it's always a good day, isn't it? Yeah. They're in Florida. Yep. Anyway, folks, hey, however you guys are partaking of the program, do us a favor. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Let your friends know there's tons of places where you can watch us. Even if you want to watch us somewhere else, YouTube, Facebook, OpsLens, Spotify. If you want to just listen to the audio version of the program, you can find us wherever you get your podcast. But however you partake, please partake. And once again, encourage your friends to do the same.
There you go. Just like that. Do that. There you go.
Hey, Mike, how about a quick shout out to our sponsors before we get going?
Oh yeah, come on, right down over there. See them. Check it out. Check out our sponsors, HitmanIndustries.net. HitmanIndustries.net. If you've bought an AR in the past 5 years, then the odds are pretty good you got one of their barrels already. But if you got your own build going on and you want to finish it out, HitmanIndustries.net. It's HitmanIndustries.net. Oh, we're gonna take a look at some pictures here. We got some pictures. Craig's bringing up. There we go. Hitman Industries.
Those be barrels.
Look at those barrels. Look at them stainless M4 barrels. That's what that looks like. Getting cut there. Listen, you got 2 to 3 weeks to wait for delivery. It's because they got so many. Look at that spiral flute going on there. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Look at it in the machine there. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Then we got the California Republican Assembly fighting the good fight there. Any photos from them? We got any photos there? Let's see. There we go. California Republican Assembly. Looking at some cheeseburgers and french fries, it looks like there.
So California lawmakers are going to be setting union wages for fast food. That's one of the most recent things that we're
that's going to work well.
Reporting on. Yeah, dumb idea. Well. But check them out. You can check out their website. The link is in the description to the video.
Will those union dues be for the machines that are taking the orders now?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
And how about if you need some good tactical gear, you go to uscombatgear.com.
That's right. .com, uscombatgear.com. Fantastic, veteran-owned business. Very good guys. Make sure you guys check them out. Check all of these groups out, man. I'm telling you, they're all good. The thing about all these businesses and all these the groups that sponsor us is they're good people. They're good guys. They're doing good things for America. So you want to check them out. You're not only going to enjoy what you see there and want to give them some money, but you're going to want to give them some money because you're gonna like what they're doing. So check them out. The links are all in the description of this video. Make sure though that you tell them that the guys over at the Rundown sent you.
The Rundown. That's us.
All right, let's get into
the new theme song for us. Yep.
There you go. Talking about doing good things for America. Donald Trump, it's amazing. From the time he first ran, the one thing you knew about him was that there were very few names that were more well known around the world than Donald Trump, especially not politicians, not people running for office. Well, now he is the former president, and guess what? The name Donald Trump is still gold. That's right. Trump celebrated all endorsed wins in the primary election this past Tuesday. That's right. As he will point out, he went 26 and 0, 26 and 0 against Democrats or against Rhino Republicans in many primary elections, and I think it sends a very clear message as to who the leader is of the Republican Party.
Oh yeah, listen, it's kind of like watching him put his people, or select his people 2 years in advance before he retakes office. He's already putting his people there. You're going to be this, you're going to be that. I'm going to put you here, you put you there. He's already got his staff getting aligned 2 years ahead of time. They're going to be there. They're going to make things nice for him, clean the office, set forth great policy, fight the good fight until the boss man shows back up in 2 years, and then it's game over. You want to know how you get rid of the swamp, Craig? You can't fire them all. So you know what you do? Bring in your own people, and you go 26 and 0.
Well, and what's funny is to watch like I don't use the term rhino anymore. I call them jackasses in elephant suits. But to watch them in the mainstream media just lament like, oh, well, these are not candidates that people are going to like in the general election. No, these are not. Now, mind you, these are the same people who said that that Biden was going to trounce Donald Trump. They're the same ones who said that Donald Trump was not going to win in 2016. They're, time and time again, they have been wrong on election after election, and these are the folks that we're supposed to believe when they talk about the fact that these candidates aren't going to win. And I think they fail to understand exactly, what Donald Trump represents to many in America and how these candidates tie into that.
Yeah, and that's it, right? This is, just like I was saying, this is his extension of draining the swamp. He's not there firing people, draining them out. This is his people. These are the people he supports. These are the people that are voting for these people now are the same ones that are going to vote for Donald Trump in 2 years. And they're trying to, put the team together for him ahead of time. He's selecting his team. We're picking the players, and we're just waiting for him to get back in the old, in the quarterback seat there.
Well, yeah. And folks, just to be clear, the thing that Donald Trump represents is people who have not been listened to by their elected officials, people who believe that the bureaucracy is more important than getting things done. People want to see action in Washington, and the people who are being sent there are the people who are committing to get things done once they get there, who are not willing to negotiate away the rights and the interests of the average American. It's interesting, and it's in no small part because of Donald Trump that the Republican Party is transforming into more of a working man's party than the Democrats is. They're all about the academic elites and the and criminals is what they're really all about. Academic, left-wing, liberal elites and the wealthy and criminals.
That's right. Very true. It's amazing what it's become. But the core conservative values are still there. The jobs may be different. The salaries may be different, but it's that wanting for equal justice, throughout everything that we do. And that's absolutely not what we have on the other side. You've got two extremes over there,
Well, I think to a certain degree it's a clarification because Republicans have always been pro-business, and they've always been pro-business because they've always been pro-free enterprise. And that is largely how people have gone from being lower middle class to upper middle class to wealthy in this country. Now, the problem is you have many who are amongst the wealthy who want to hold on to their wealth and their riches and are willing to sell out anyone else is trying to now that they've climbed the ladder, they're trying to pull that ladder up. And they think they're too good, they're too smart, they're too intelligent to let the rest, they're smarter than, more intelligent than the rest of us, so they need to tell the rest of us how to live our lives.
Yep, very right, exactly right. And if you disagree with them, you're wrong and you're a racist.
Right. And oftentimes you ought to be sent to jail because of that.
Yes, right. Exactly.
But by the way,
Yeah.
speaking of being sent to jail, is there any doubt that the whole no cash bail scheme didn't work or is an utter failure? I mean, how many stories have we read in the newspaper about someone who was supposed to be in jail but wasn't because of either no cash bail or just being released or sanctuary city or state programs or something like that, and then turned out and committed even more heinous crimes? Well, here's an incident, and this is one particular California county. This is Yolo County. In Yolo County in California, Yolo County is right next to Sacramento. How do you know it's right next to Sacramento? Because one of the biggest towns in Yolo County is West Sacramento. Funny how that goes. But they saw that 70% of the people that were arrested in their county and were released on no cash bail were rearrested. Right? Rearrested. And we're talking, this isn't something that's been around for a long time. It's been, less than 2 years? I mean, you could easily say less than 2 years. It started something like 2020 because of COVID. In less than 2 years, now all of a sudden, Mike, 70% of them have been rearrested. And some of them, quite frankly, rearrested more than once. Rearrested more than once.
Right. Well, Craig, I think you might be looking at the wrong view on this, right? Because bail or being out on bond, the reason that's there is to so you have a financial interest in returning, right? It's to guarantee that you're coming back to court. It's not meant to be punitive. It's not meant to be a deterrent. It's meant to be just a guarantee that you return. Well, if we let them out without, giving the money or giving the bond to make sure they return, well, they're 70% are being rearrested. So they must be easily findable because they've rearrested 70% of them. So they must not be hiding from court. So I guess maybe I see their point. Maybe we don't need to have bond and cash because they're so easy to arrest again.
Maybe I need to clarify
their return.
They were rearrested because they were committing another crime. They weren't just rearrested.
Another crime. I'm sorry. I didn't realize they were committing more crimes. Darn. This is just pitiful. Can we come to an understanding that this is a horrible failure of a program? That it's time to put some financial restraints back onto these people, or hold them if they can't make bond. It's just, it's look at the numbers, folks. Unlike a Democrat poll, these numbers don't lie.
Well, and the only other option is that you're going to have to set much stricter standards for who can get released from jail. If you're going to go no bail, well, then you need to have stricter standards as to who you're going to allow to be released, because all too often we're seeing, at least once every couple of weeks, you're seeing stories about a guy. One story, there was one guy who here in another neighboring county was arrested like 3 times. He stole a car in the morning, got arrested, got released, stole another car, and it wasn't until he beat someone down that they finally actually wound up holding him. I think it was like the 3rd or 4th time they arrested him in the same day that they finally kept him.
Yeah.
I don't know what you say to that. What do you say when you other than lock them up? Lock them up.
Yeah. Program failed. Move on to the next one. Yeah. It's not working. Not working.
I am all for trying to reduce recidivism and trying to help reform and provide actual corrections in the Department of Corrections, or rehabilitation in the Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections. But at a certain point, there has to be accountability, right? Mercy without accountability is chaos. You cannot have a criminal justice system that does not have accountability. And not allow, and the no bail, the decriminalizing crime, the choosing to ignore certain laws, in particular federal laws like immigration law and stuff like that, that's all bad. And if you people will continue to abuse the law if the law is not going to protect itself.
It's not criminal justice.
No.
There's no justice at all. It's literally just criminal. That's all that's left.
That's an excellent point. It is literally just criminal because there is no justice whatsoever. All right. All right, so you know this guy, Mike, better than I do, Mr. Charlie Crist. He is the former Republican governor there in Florida. Became an independent, then re-registered as a Democrat. Now he's a member of the House of Representatives. He is the Democratic nominee for governor to run against Ron DeSantis. And he has a message for all those of you out there who voted for Ron DeSantis. Basically says all DeSantis voters, well, they have hate in their heart. Now, I will just say this. If you want to say, do they hate criminals and do they hate people who constantly commit crimes? Yes. Do they hate people who are trying to overthrow America and overthrow our values and our way of life? Most definitely so. Do they hate turncoat jackasses in elephant suits who pretend like they are better than anybody else simply to gain or regain political power? Most definitely. So I would have to agree, to a certain degree, we do have hate in our hearts, but it's for the right things.
Yeah, the left things.
The left things.
This guy is. Here's why I've got every confidence in the world that Ron DeSantis is going to continue to be the governor of Florida. Anybody that was in Florida when Charlie Crist was governor will not be voting for Charlie Crist. I mean, I'm sure you got them lefties that are going to vote for him just because there's a D next to his name. But this guy did nothing for the state. Drove us backwards. And he spent the first, 3 years as a Republican. And then his last year, he just popped up one day and said, hey, I'm an independent, right? And then the day after he left office, he's like, I'm a Democrat now. And he's been struggling to get back to public office every day. He finally got in after a couple of failed attempts to the House of Representatives. And now he wants to be a governor again. And listen, many people in Florida, many Democrats in Florida are upset with him because there was a woman running for the governorship here in the state of Florida. She was our Department of Agriculture head. She was the only elected statewide office, Nikki Fried, and he come along and decided, hey, I'm going to want to be governor. And she'd been campaigning for 2 years. He shows up in the last couple of months and bumps her out. So there's a lot of female Democrats mad at this guy as well. So he's really pissed a lot of people off, and I don't think he has a chance. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to beat Captain Florida. He's one of the Avengers,
He whopped her, by the way. Beat her almost 2-1.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he
but she
beat
was
he beat
front
her
runner
pretty
until he
handily.
showed up. Yeah.
Yes.
She was front runner until he showed up, and then
I honestly did not even
plans.
realize that he was running until maybe a week before the election.
Right.
So basically what it was, folks. It was name ID. He is what he had. He had the advantage of name ID, and so that's how he won. But he is not going to beat Ron DeSantis. And here's the thing: you're especially not going to win elections by insulting voters.
No. Definitely not. Definitely not.
Especially insulting them because they support a guy who kept their economy open when other states were shutting down, who's stood up for their children and making sure that they're not sexualized or groomed in school, and who's looking out for our way of life, making sure that, kids aren't being taught that they are racist or that they are victims or that they are being subjugated by the man. It's just, I'm sorry, Ron DeSantis is a guy who, despite his Ivy League pedigree, gets the average voter and gets what our needs are. And I think even Democrats get that. So I think you're going to see a lot of independents and a lot of Democrats cross over and support Captain Florida.
That's it. Yeah, he's a lot of people, they forget, he's a military man. He's a military officer and a combat zone veteran as well. So,
I mean, you can't get much more well-rounded, and it's funny because, like I said, he really doesn't play up his Ivy League education. But the point is that he learned the stuff, he learned the good stuff that he was supposed to learn there, and left the liberal left-wing socialist Marxist nonsense, left that all back up there where he went to school.
Yes. Yeah. You're very right. Very true. Very
All
true.
right, so we got a new.
He is the complete package. Yeah.
We have a new law here in California. Now, at first, as initially introduced, there was a bill that would have made it so that sending unwanted or unsolicited, it didn't matter if they were wanted, if they were unsolicited nude photos to someone, it would have made it so that it would have been a crime. Well, the bill at the last minute got amended, went to the governor signed it. So now it makes it so that you can sue that individual for up to $30,000 for sending you an unwanted nude or unwanted sexual picture of yourself.
So is it a crime there to send unsolicited junk pics? I guess.
No.
Okay, which is weird. I think in in many states that is. I don't know how your state is, back asswards on this one, and that's not a crime. Maybe it is when you send to juveniles. I'm sure that is.
Oh yeah, no,
That's
most
got
when you send one to juveniles
think.
or of juveniles.
Okay.
Yeah, then it would be
yes.
considered a crime.
Yes.
But
Okay.
this is just like, and it actually came about from the users of a dating app called Bumble, which is not like, a Tinder or a Grinder or one of those more, saucy sites, spicy
I don't know what
sites.
any of those are. So.
But
Okay.
they were just getting people. And first of all, I'm like, okay, who does that? And how's that working for you? Is my question. I got to imagine that ain't working out too well for you.
Listen, there's still evidently people getting together out there, so it must be working for some people. Doesn't work for everybody. You're clear about that, but I don't know. Maybe that's everybody's got a thing, right? Maybe that's some people's thing. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I would just not see how that would work.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Stuff.
I cannot figure out exactly how that one would work.
Right.
But I guess what gets me in the state of California, we have so many different, we have so many issues we're dealing with, right? Why is this the one that we decide we're going to waste time, energy, and effort on trying to pass a bill on?
It's California. I mean, do we have to go there? Let's spend time and money on the worthless, the things we don't need, and watch our economy here in the state continue to nosedive. But don't worry, if you get a D pick, you can get $30,000 out of somebody. So
right. Well, you know what, Mike, and I got to be honest with you. There's only one real reason that I really wanted to include this story today. Once I read and I figured out that it didn't actually make it a crime. It was less of a story. But it did fill one need, and that is to help introduce our parting shot.
Wait. Before you go there, remember there's children watching, and there's crimes in the other states about this. So, okay.
Yes.
Don't be throwing unsolicited D pics out there.
Look, hey, right now the law has not taken effect in the state of California, so I think I'm okay. It doesn't take effect till January, so if I just wanted to throw out just a random unsolicited D pic, I can do that.
Just tell me when it's over. Tell me when it's over.
It's over.
Tell me when it's over.
It's over.
Okay. All right. Oh,
Gotcha.
It's not over. Oh, you're so tricky.
Yes, for those of you who are just listening, it is Richard Dick Nixon. That's the unsolicited D pic that we decided to share with you today.
Wow. You're going to California jail.
Well, hey, it's because, he's a Republican. So therefore,
Right.
just
Right.
showing
Yeah.
any unsolicited image of a Republican is considered offensive in the state of California.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. Probably a larger crime for that. Yeah. So,
Yeah, but
so
but that's the sort of stuff. That's why we have to have a full-time legislature in the state of California so that we have time to pass bills that deal with stuff like that.
yeah. Yeah. And, that way they can get paid too, because, you got all that extra money there in your state coffers.
Well, you know what I found out, and I never realized this. I always thought since it's a quote unquote full time legislature, these guys get like 130,000 a year salary, plus they get per diem, which basically pays for their expenses while they're here in Sacramento from January all the way through August. But you know what? They're also still allowed to hold other jobs. So you still have people who have other jobs who are
Of
working
course
and
they are.
making money and owning businesses. They're still making money on the side. So this is like their side hustle working in the California legislature.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Exactly. No, I get you. I get you.
Man, I need a
It's
side hustle like that.
they're robbing Californians to pay themselves. That's what they're doing.
There you
So,
go. Well, pretty much. That's exactly what they're doing. Anyway, sir, time to give that shout out to the sponsors before we get out of Dodge today.
let's do it. Let's say hello to our good friends at the hitmanindustries.net. Hitmanindustries.net. You need a barrel, that's where you go. If you've got an AR, you probably got one of their barrels already. You want another one? You need more? You're building some stuff? Hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly fighting the fight behind the enemy lines over there, fighting nonsense like we just talked about with all the full-time legislature. What a bunch of crap. And then, of course, if you want some good tactical gear, go to uscombatgear.com.
.com. Yes, folks, the reason we put the links in the description of our video is so that you can go there. So go there, check it out, check them out. If you like what you see, spend a little money with them. Tell them that the guys over at the Rundown sent you. With that, we are going to call it a day. We're going to get outy here and quench our palates on this fine, thirsty Thursday. And we will see you tomorrow on Feedback Friday. Hasta mañana.
Tommy Lasorda.